Hello, everybody. It is the first of the month. I'm not going to sing the song. You can thank me later for not singing the song. Hey, Stacey Jones, how are you? My sister is like always the first one to pop on. That worries me because I think you should be working. I'm not sure, but I always appreciate you joining me. Hey guys, thanks so much for popping on. Hey, hola, how are you? I took Spanish. I can say hola. I can still say hola. I can still say hi. Hey everybody, thanks for popping on. Let me know where you are watching from. Thank you for all the hearts and the thumbs up and I'm awesome. Thank you so much. Hey Robert, good to see you. So today I wanted to talk about ways to hook the media. So I was consulting with a client earlier who is kind of in one of those businesses where it's kind of difficult to get a lot of media. And so we've been brainstorming. Oh, Dallas, yay! Oh, Hawaii, oh, boo. You're just rubbing it in. I hope it's gorgeous there, Austin. It's actually really pretty here in Dallas today, too. Charlotte, that is great. Charlotte, North Carolina. North Carolina is so pretty. I loved Charlotte. I was in Chapel Hill for a short time doing an internship while I was in college and loved it. Hey, Daryl, I'm good. How are you? Hey, Romeo, thank you for joining. Hey, Ashley. Oh, Houston. Yes, I love Houston. Brooklyn. Hey, Priscilla. Did I tell you guys oh no, I showed you guys the puppy yesterday. I got a puppy. Hey Jerry, oh, in Buffalo. And so I don't know for anybody that's ever had a puppy before, they do so many things so quickly that whenever they move, it's like, make sure they're not like peeing in the house and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. So anyway, back to media. Clinton, Ohio. I'm sorry, Paul. Oh, Iowa. Okay. That's interesting. I've never even heard of it. Memphis. I've heard of Memphis. Hey, Christopher. Thanks for joining. So I wanted to talk, like I said, I was consulting with D-Town. Hey, Odell. I was consulting with a client and we were trying to come up with different ways that she could pitch. Hey, Miss Dentley, how are you? So thank you for popping on. It's good to see you. We got to catch up. I'll email you though, and I'll let you know when I'll be back in Chicago. It'll be soon, so we can do something. Hey, Mark, good to see you. And so I was consulting with a client, and we were trying to come up with some different ways that they could pitch their business, because it's one of those businesses that's a little difficult, and we want it to be, inventive and innovative and out of the box. And so while I was thinking about that, I was also thinking about you guys and some different ways that you could hook the media in order to, to really get more media attention, because I know that that's what we're all looking for as we go into 2018. Media is a great way to really bolster your business, get the visibility, and so you can increase your impact, which is, I know what we're all in business for, but you also want to increase your income, which is what I know we're all in business for. So one of the best ways is really to stir up and hit the emotion. Hey, Mike. Robert, no, I resigned from the TJMS a year ago, so no, I'm not still with them. Hey, Terry. Okay, well, good, Terry. I'm glad that you're okay with that. So one of the best ways, like I said, is to really tug at the emotion. So if you can make them laugh, or you can make them cry, or you can make them angry, then you are on your way to really getting the media to buy into what you're doing, because that's what we as the media want to do with our audience. We always want to touch the emotion. We always want to stir something up. We prefer, well, actually, I don't know if we prefer, but you might prefer that they're laughing, or that it's, heart tugging, and that they may be crying. You may not necessarily want to make people mad, but controversy really does work. So if you have created, or you're a financial expert, or you're a relationship expert, and you have something controversial that not everybody is with, and you can create conversation that way, that's good. But you want to make sure that the controversy and the conversation is going to be beneficial and not harmful to you as a brand or an expert, or to your business. So you want to be really careful with that. The next thing is you want to ride the back of another news story. So this is really one of the best opportunities to get some last minute media. So whenever like a news story breaks, and it's, we're always looking for experts that can kind of break it down. And a lot of times we're looking for experts that can break it down in different ways. So it's not just, one expert. Sometimes we're looking for a few, especially if they have, differing opinions, because then we get back to that whole controversy and stirring the emotion thing. But if a news story breaks and you in any kind of way can speak to that within your lane of expertise, then you should be pitching yourself. A lot of times, a news story will break and we're scrambling to find experts to put on either later that day or the next day or in 2 days. So just for instance, now that today is the first day of open enrollment, we're looking for people that can explain like this whole healthcare landscape. I think it's kind of calmed down a little bit, but before, when it first broke, hey Lynn, thanks for tuning in. When it first broke, nobody understood it. So we were constantly looking for experts to explain it. Hey Janie, I'm sorry, I thought I saw ends. Hey Janie Smith. And even for me, like I do a radio segment each week. Hey Marvin, don't worry about it. I do a radio segment each week and I'm looking for a guest. It's Wednesday and I need a guest by Friday. So I'm trying to figure out what we're going to talk about and who it's going to be, because the 4 people that I've already tried are either, they're unavailable. So now, oh, gotcha. 6 hours from Chicago. That's a ways. Hey, Frank in Dubai, how are you? And so, you always want to be looking for opportunities to present yourself to journalists and think, not necessarily all the huge journalists, but think about when, all the smaller media outlets, the podcasts, all of those, they need experts too. So you really want to make sure that you are looking for those opportunities, using news stories to pitch your expertise. You want to do something unusual. If it fits with your brand, you don't want to do something crazy that totally undermines your business or your brand or what you stand for. But I read an article about a lady who went undercover as a 15-year-old on Facebook because she wanted to prove how easy it was for the younger audience. Hey, Latoya in Dallas, Texas. She wanted to prove how easy it was for the younger audiences to get access to adult content. And so it really was one of those stories that kind of made the media sit up and take notice. And because it was so unusual and such an out-of-the-box kind of way to get the information, the story went viral. And so that was something that was unusual that really got this lady a lot of media attention. And her business, because she was a social media expert, and she, one of her things was teaching parents how to manage their children on social media or support their children, or, and educate them on the things that children can be exposed to. And that was the way she went about it. So she really got a lot of attention. The other thing you can do is release survey results. And now this doesn't have to be, you don't have to hire a big firm. It doesn't have to be expensive. I mean, obviously, the more in depth it is, the more information you'll have to work with. But I do surveys all the time. I survey, people on my email list. I survey clients. Sometimes I'll ask a question on Facebook that looks like it's just a fun and entertaining way to have conversation on Facebook, but really I'm kind of polling people to see what they think and what they're interested in. And so you can do this in a variety of ways and package it up. But during the slower news cycles, like sometimes on holidays when we don't have a lot going on, a survey, doing a quick news story about a survey or the survey results is a really good way to get yourself in the media, because they are constantly looking for more information. You could be outrageous. I was reading this book by Mark Hughes. It's called Buzz Marketing, because one of the things that I do a lot of is as part of the media is the marketing, because you want to get the media, but then you also want to get the exposure, and really leverage that media, and marketing is a piece of that. And so Buzz Marketing, it came out a while ago. Okay, I'll answer that in a minute, Daryl. I came out a while ago, but he was talking about a situation that he had with a business where he helped a business rename a town from it. The town's name was Halfway, and they named it to the business way half.com. And obviously that is like a huge thing. And so it got a lot of media attention. Obviously not a lot of us are going to go around renaming cities, and not a lot of cities are going to let us, but just thinking of things that are out of the box. I mean, there was like a couple years, well, maybe even longer than that, a few years ago, where the big thing was like people renting out parts of their body to like plaster stuff on, and they were like these human billboards. And so just thinking that was really big for a while because it was like unusual. So just thinking about little stuff that you can do with the media in order to gain attention. Solve a problem. This is always a solid way to get media attention. So, you know, people have needs. We have voids that need to be filled. There's things that we can't figure out. And so if your business provides any kind of a solution, especially if it's different from what everybody else is talking about, you definitely want to get that out there and let the media know. Hey, Erica from London, how are you? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate all of you guys. You know, like, you know, I had a client that created an organic baby food line. Hey, Nina. And so it really was a solution to, you know, new mothers who were looking for an alternative that they felt would be healthier. Hey, Ms. Tull, how are you? That they thought would be healthier for their babies. I always use the Spanx story as an example. I mean, this lady thought of a very simple solution to a problem that, you know, a challenge that a lot of women face, and that's, you know, how do you look good or better in, you know, tight-fitting clothes? And so she created this thing called Spanx, and now she's a billionaire. I mean, it's crazy. So solve a problem, even if it's something that's not necessarily a product or a service. So, you know, maybe you have created a way for people to survive the holidays without being, you know, feeling the holiday blues. So, you know, offer yourself as a resource to help people solve that problem. That's a real thing, you know. The other thing is you can create a bit of controversy. Now, this goes back to doing the outrageous thing. You certainly want to make sure that in this case you don't undermine your brand, that you stay on message and you stay, you know, consistent with how the public views you. But there are people that can create controversy and really go viral. And this works a lot for you know, for activists, community activists, and different organizations that are trying to, you know, keep us on our toes and make sure that we're always aware of stuff that's going on. But you want to make sure that that you're going to win as a result of this. You don't want it to be something that undermines your business, and you don't want it to be something that's going to, you know, be hurtful in the long run. And then the final thing, and this is probably the biggest thing, happy Author Day to you too, Lawrence. I appreciate it. Oh, it's the start of National Novel Writing Month. I always forget how to say it. National, I don't know. But it's the month of November, and so they encourage you to write a novel in 30 days in the month of November. But I always forget. I always want to say nano, but I can't remember. But happy Author Day to you too, Lawrence. Thank you. Hey, Regina, how are you? So celebrity still sells. So if you can ever attach a celebrity to your event or to your business or to your product, then you are ahead of the game. So people just love celebrities. And unfortunately, I've dealt with a lot of businesses and products and services that have been able to get a celebrity to represent them, but then get a little, I think, frustrated because then all the media wants to do is talk to the celebrity. But the bottom line is we want to talk to the celebrity about your business. So you have to keep that in mind. Hey, Leonard, thanks for checking in from work. How are you? Hey, Leonard. I was like, I know that name. Hey, Leonard, how are you? I haven't talked to you in a while. And so celebrities still sell. So if you can ever attach a celebrity to your product, your business, or your service, like I said, you are ahead of the game. And it's always good. I used to do this all the time when I was in radio. If I had a friend that, you know, had a t-shirt, I had a friend that, you know, used to bake these fabulous cakes. And so I found out Bill Bellamy's favorite cake because he was coming to the studio and he always talks about eating cake. And so she sent one and I had Bill, you know, take a picture with it and I had him do a short video to promote it. I mean, it always works. It's just great marketing material. So if you could ever get somebody like to talk about your business or, you know, take a picture in a t-shirt with your business name or something like that, it always works. So I'm doing a seminar tomorrow. I think, I'm not sure. Do I charge to survey a product? It depends on what all is involved in that. If you're asking me to endorse something, there's usually people charge for that. You made me lose. Oh, and so I'm giving away a free planner, and that is in the comment. That's in the post. So if you want to pick that up to help you shape your media, then please feel free. I'm also going to tell you about a webinar where I explain how to use the media and the media planner and able to get more media for your business. So definitely check that out. Now I'm just going to scroll because I know somebody asked a question about college and I can't remember. Oh, Daryl did. What do you think regarding pitching a brand on the college circuit? I think it's great if the brand fits the college circuit. If it's directed towards kids, I mean, I shouldn't say kids, to college age students, then that's perfect. I don't know what you mean by pitch, but I know that, and I'll just say this from like a speaker point of view. If you are a speaker, if you're an entrepreneur that has a service, or you do anything and you speak about it, then the college circuit is a very lucrative circle, because one thing that people don't know is colleges get a certain amount of money to bring in people to provide programming for their schools. So they have a budget. And that's half the game when you're a speaker. You want to find people that have a budget. And so the college circuit is a really great place to do that. Like I said, if your messaging fits, if your product fits, it's a great way to do that. I mean, I've sold, books. I've had books in, college bookstores since I've been a writer. And it's always been a great way, for me to go. They're always looking for people to come in. So I've always done book signings, especially at HBCUs. I'm at Howard all the time, with my book and speaking and that sort of thing. So I love the college circuit. I think it's a really beneficial, like I said, if it fits. I mean, you don't want to do something that is, out of line with your project. But if it fits, it's a great way to be. How do I feel about utilizing micro influencers to get your product out there? Well, I mean, I always get confused about the micro influencer term. I mean, an influencer is an influencer, and we always are trying to connect to influencers because we know that they can spread the message maybe more quickly than we can, and certainly to a different audience. So even when I look for influencers to partner with, I'm looking for influencers that have an audience that is not similar to my own, because I can reach my audience. And a lot of times, we try to, we stick to who we know and who we're comfortable with. And, but a lot of times that means we have the same audience. So you really want to try to reach out to people who can grow your audience and get you to people outside of your community. But I love working with influencers, and I think that it's become now a really big deal. And there are some influencers who have more influence than celebrities. And so it really is a great way to partner and to grow your audience and grow your brand and get your product and service in front of people that you may not necessarily be able to reach. Now, if you are not considered an influencer, then it might be hard to or challenging to partner with an influencer, because influencers usually want to also grow their, influence. So, you see a lot of influencers partnering with influencers. But if you are not, considered an influencer, then you really need to figure out what the benefits are going to be and to really, stack the deck so that it's easier to get a yes, because, everybody's going to want to know what's in it for me. And so you have to be very mindful that when you are presenting your idea or pitching your product or, whatever your joint venture, whatever it may be, that it's a win-win for everybody. You're not just asking an influencer to leverage their platform, in order to bolster your business, but there's no payoff for them. So a lot of influencers do charge depending on the situation, but I'm sure that there are other ways. I mean, I've done things because there were other ways for me to win. And so you want to consider that before you start pitching. But I love working with influencers. So I think that's a great strategy. So like I said, grab the media planner. If you want, join me on the webinar. It's going to be really good. I'm going to be talking about how to get media in just an hour a week. And thank you, Ernest. I appreciate you taking a break to join us. I'm going to be talking about how to get more media in an hour a week, but I'm also going to explain how to use the media planner to really get your organization together so that you have a system in order to pitch the media. Hey, Darlene. Sure, I will check out your website, futurenetworkproductions.com. Absolutely. I will take a look and we will follow up. All right. Okay. I am off. I am going to go, take a break. It is beautiful here in Dallas. And so one of the best ways for me to recharge is to go take a walk in the sunshine. And it is sunny today. Yesterday it rained all day. So I need a little bit of sunshine in my life, and I'm going to go enjoy that. And I hope you guys have a phenomenal day. Thank you. Thanks for joining me. I hope you guys have a phenomenal day, and I will definitely talk to you guys later. And I hope it's been a great week so far. All right. See you guys.